Yes. Back with another episode, and today we're going to talk about Hendo Houdini's latest track, Havuto. I believe I'm pronouncing that right, but it stands for he's come back. And he actually put out a statement today saying that he was definitely officially back. But he dropped this video and he dropped this song because he put all the songs on streaming today. But he dropped a video on Instagram and YouTube on Friday. And I don't think a lot of people caught. All right. I don't think a lot of people caught the shots that were sent. And I did. Like, no bullshit. I'm listening, and I'm gonna tell y'all how it happened, because I'm trying to do a better job of supporting people I know, supporting friends, supporting other followers and stuff. If I see you doing something, I'm gonna like it, I'm gonna save it, and I'm gonna put it on my story. I'm gonna make another video later about why I like, save, and share to the story. Save, like, remember, save. If you're on, Twitter, you can say bookmark, but on Instagram, you save. But anyway, I hit him with the trifecta. Boom. Sometimes I might comment, but definitely hit him with the trifecta. So I did that real quick, but I was out and about, so I didn't get a chance to really watch the video yet. You know what I mean? I just boom, did it, and just I'm gonna get back to it. Put on my story, I'm gonna get back to it. So my man's called me. He said, "Hey, bruh, you listen to that Hindo?" And I was like, "Nah, I ain't get a chance yet. I'm out and about. I seen it. I posted on my story. I'm gonna check it out when I get back in the car and shit, when I get home." He was like, "Yeah, I seen you post on the story." He said, "Yeah, man, check that out and give me a call back." Cause bruh's kind of on the same page I'm on. So I'm like, "All right, bet, let me." So I turn that bitch on. I get in the car. I turn that bitch on. I'm listening. The song is only like, what, a minute, 40 seconds, I believe. It's not that long. The song's on, it's going.
But if you listening, I know a lot about you. I even know where that kitchen is. Your right hand man been tripping, he on some different shit. I ain't even talking about you shit, but now you mention it. Why the fuck you come home, the kids ain't even getting shit? Fuck it, I might spark the beat, fuck it on some Kendrick shit.
Now, right there, the first part, as soon as he said, your right hand man is on some different shit, and he connected it with the, why you come home, the kids ain't even getting shit. So now my ears is perking up. I'm like, damn, is he shooting? Is he shooting? You know what I'm saying? I heard a shot, but I ain't see a gun. Now, mind you, I'm not watching the video. I'm listening in the car. So, boom.
I can see you really need us. You can't admit this shit. New crazy, no generation that you're dealing with it.
But when he says that part right there, I'm like, oh shit. I caught the generation now bar. You know what I'm saying? Like, I caught the, you need us, but you won't admit it. Like, I'm catching shit, right? Then he has the part where he says, goddamn, he gets to the part where he says, So all that shit. So the song goes on and eventually ends, right? But so the part that stood out, so I'm like, damn, all right, bet. Let me listen again. So this time, now I'm at the crib. I turn it on, but I'm watching it now. So I'm watching it, and I see the part where he gets to about the 55 mark, I believe. He gets to the part to where he's sitting on the stool, white background, black fit, sitting on the stool, microphone. It is an identical replica copy of Jack on the cover of Come Home Soon, The Kids Miss You. That let me know, oh, nah, he's shooting, right? Like, this is a direct shot. Like, this is I'm not going to say your name. Because that's too easy. Right? It's too easy. I can say your name and it'd be clickbait. I want to say some shit with intent and a purpose. And when I say certain shit, the message is only going to be received by the right person, right? Other people like me, other people, they might hear it, they might take it, they might say it's this or that. But no, what is being said, he's sending a message, and the person that it's going to go to is receiving it loud and clear. Trust and believe. I know some people said, oh, Jack don't have to respond. And trust me, Jack does not have to respond. I don't think Jack will respond. It does nothing for Jack to respond. Let me be very, 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 very clear about that. It serves him no beneficial purpose to respond, you digs? And it has nothing to do with necessarily his success. Or I seen somebody say he's on a different tax bracket. Nigga, shut up. Like, tax your ass, right? That's not the point, right? The point is that he doesn't need to respond because that's not, again, it's not beneficial for him to respond. He gains nothing from that, right? And because the jab wasn't necessarily super, super long. Like, again, the song is only 1:40. And he probably gave Jack the last 30. You know what I mean? Like maybe 40 seconds. Like it wasn't nothing to where he just gave him a whole 2 verses type shit. He gave him 5-10 minutes. Like, nah, he gave him a little pow pow, but it was a direct, precise pow pow. And it's like, nah, you know exactly what I'm saying. You know who I'm talking to, and you know who I'm talking about. And I'm putting you niggas on notice. This was a warning shot. All right. This was a warning shot. Do I think that it's more? Possibly to a certain extent. Do I think a lot of that will be directed towards Jack? Not per se. I think it's going to be more so directed towards the people around Jack and Jack's camp. Like, I think Jack caught what he caught right there. And, you know, he might have a little bit more for him, you know, whatever. I don't know exactly what he knows or who he knows or whatever. But yeah, he might can give him a little bit more. But in the moment, from just listening to the song and listening to his words, I don't think that if there's a follow-up, that the follow-up will be 100% directed at Jack. I think this is a situation to where I don't even want to call it a beef, but I don't think the issue is at the core with Jack directly. Again, I think this has to do with the people around Jack per se, right? And then yeah, he plays a part in it, but I definitely think it's more so the people around Jack, right? So when he brings up, the first thing he brings up is your right hand man. Everybody knows instantly. Everybody knows when he says your right hand man, he's talking about Nemo. That's to at least the way I pictured that. Like I don't think he be talking about Urban. I'm the first person to come to mind when he said your right hand man is tripping. He been on some different shit. Is Nemo. Okay. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. Whatever. But that's just how I read it. Again, don't know the situation. Don't know what he's inferring. But I do want to get to the bar where he says, what does he say? He said the shit, and I do like the Kendrick part too, though, because now that kind of lets me know, because that's another aspect that I want to get into in a second too.
Fuck it, I might spark the beat, fucking on some Kendrick shit. I can see you really need us, you can't admit this shit. New crazy, no generation that you're dealing with, and who paid me? I hit my blood, then I can get a brick. Fuck it, I'ma flip the script. Every day I'm waking, hoping, making, I can get the rent. See these niggas hating, I'm just saying they ain't shit to this.
When he says, I can see you really need us, can't admit this shit, I took that as a double, right? Almost like a double entendre type thing. I think he's hinting at Jack needing niggas, right? Because again, he raps. He's a rapper. A lot of his core audience, a lot of his fans, his base black people, niggas. You know what I'm saying? That is what it is, right? I can see you need us. You won't admit the shit, but you need us, right? But then I'm looking around and I'm like, damn, I can see where there are moments where a lot of people in Jack's camp, right, mingle and work with and hang out with Hindo or a lot of people affiliated and in Hindo's camp, right? I know that for a fact because Shy, one of the producers in the camp with Hindo, and they have a tape together, he's produced music for Jack. That was on the Jackman project that came out a year and a half ago, 2 years ago, when he debuted the thingamajig, the banner. So I know for a fact that there's a connection at least there, right? And you know, when he talks about cooking up, you know, so I know where you cooking at. Like it's almost like he's saying, like, I know where you at with it, and I know where you getting the sauce. I know where you getting the sauce. I know where you getting the sauce because the niggas you getting the sauce from, they my niggas. They my niggas. Right? So when that's kind of how I see that line right there. And I could be wrong. I could be wrong. I don't have all the answers, right? But that bar right there, I looked at it two ways. Like, yeah, Jack needs niggas. He won't admit it. And also, nigga, you need my niggas. Right? You need my people, right? You won't admit that. You'll never admit that. You'll never admit that you're getting inspiration and ideas from people within the city that the public don't know. Right? You'll never admit that. He'd be a fool to admit that, but you'll never admit that. And I know that. Right? So now let's wake it up because now I'm mad. Now, again, I don't know what led to this. Maybe it was a situation over time. Maybe it was how he was feeling over time. Maybe it just was a plethora of things, right? But what we do know is that this was a direct shot. That whole last 35, 40 seconds of the track, direct shot. Don't think it's not, right? And I'm giving Hendo a lot of credit because of the way that he did it. Again, he didn't say bruh's name. So he actually had a direction and a type of a deliverance in his verse to where I'm good enough and I'm creative enough to where I can get my message across, and the people who need to receive the message will receive it. I'm not hiding from it. Cause it'd be one thing if he said some of this stuff and he didn't like have anything, but he's not hiding from it. The copying the album art is the name. I'm saying, so he's saying his name without verbally saying his name, right? But again, you gotta kind of look through that shit through that type of lens, like. And so a person like me, I instantly caught that. I said, oh yeah, this is good. And now the verse makes sense, right? Like, I don't think that the verse necessarily will make a lot of sense if you don't watch the video and if you don't have any understanding to certain parts of the video. Well, just mainly that part right there of the video, right? Like, that's it. Like, that's the message. And he's the messenger. And the message is, well, I ain't gonna lie, I don't know the message. I don't know the message that he's trying to send. I mean, maybe he's just trying to say that he's back. And if this is his energy that he's on to say that he's back, I'm here. I'm here for it, a 1,000%, because this is the type of energy that I love. That's the type of time and the type of shit that I'm a fan of, like to the core. So him moving like this is just it's great. The last part of the video that I want to get into real quick is the very, very end, right? The very, very end. Again, if you're I didn't catch this when I was listening, because you can't catch it if you listen. You got to be watching the video. At the very, very end, words come across a black screen and say, "Don't forget to water your garden." And this is what I love, because for years, it has been quiet. It has been taboo to talk about. It has been one of them things that I think a lot of people in a lot of these spaces have avoided. I don't know why. Maybe I'll never know. Maybe the public will never know. Maybe there are people who are supposed to know already know, right? But from a person who was a fan and a person who was a supporter, and as a person who knows some of those guys, right? As a person who sat down with all of them, including Ronnie, when he was a part of the group, I sat down with all of them as a group together when before they even put out their first project on SoundCloud. I sat down with the homies as a collective. Ace, Juan, Shloob, Kiso, and Ronnie, all 5 of them niggas. I sat down with Kiso individually. Juan came back and did an individual a goddamn interview. Kiso and Shloob pulled up together, and Ronnie came back and did one by himself as well. This is all things that are documented, that I have either video evidence. I don't want to say evidence, but I got an interview with Kiso on the YouTube. Did that with Atlanta at KY Engineering Studios, Bay Studios in Atlanta. That was in 2019, maybe 2018. I think it was 2019, but whatever. About 6 years ago, 5-6 years ago, right? When I had them on the podcast, me and my dog Jethro was doing the audio podcast at the time. They all came on before they even had a project out. They had one song. It was Twilight. And it was hard. The original version. I still got the original version, not the shit that was on the SoundCloud when it came out with the tape, but the original Twilight version. I still got that. It's somewhere in my emails, somewhere in there, right? So I've watched these guys from the beginning. You feel me? So like, it's always been different for me, right? And even when I sat down with Kiso when we did the interview at Bay Studios, that was one of the main things that I asked him. Number one, when is he gonna drop? That's another conversation. In which he eventually did, but it took 5 fucking years, but whatever. And then what's up with the homies, bruh? And at that time, I think they were gearing up to put out one of their albums, and they weren't signed yet, if I'm not mistaken. I don't know who I can't remember who they got signed to, but I know that they did get signed. I remember seeing, the post and the article. Goddamn, they've been played on No Jumper before, but I know Adam 22 was doing some artist thing he was doing. He played their video. I can't think of the name of the song off the top of my head, but it's the one with the Cash Money-esque video. They on the jet skis and shit. But anyway, boom. They got that. They went on tour with Jack. They opened up for Jack and all that good stuff. Like they did things, right? Like, it looked like that there was a chance for them to kind of be a follow-up. You know what I'm saying? You got your Jack, then you got the Tiller, you got your Jack, you got your G. You know what I'm saying? It's like, okay, the homies can maybe be that next bunch, or one of them can be the next guy to kind of ascend and level up off of this Jack wave, right? That's normal. That's normal shit in the musical space. But that didn't happen, right? That didn't happen. And as a fan, as a supporter, like you watch. So you ask questions. It's like, hey, bro, I see you over here doing this. In reference to Jack, but like, Jack, we see you over here doing this. We see you hanging with this person. You coming out with this project. You doing this. You doing that. You doing this and that. And it's like, damn, what's up with the homies? They private garden, right? What's up with the homies? Like, damn, bro, you went on tour and you ain't take them with you. Like at one point he was taking them on tour, and then it got to the point to where it stopped. Like it stopped, right? And I know that there's probably a reason, there's an excuse, there's something. Oh, it stopped, but it stopped. And I'm under the impression of where I'm somewhat privy to how the industry and artists move per se. If it was a good situation, one, let's say option A. Option A, the reason why it stopped is because they were getting too good and they end up getting opportunities to do other things, right? That would be option A. I didn't see any other opportunities. So I'm going to say option A, that's not the reason. Option B was Jack himself didn't think that they were good as a group. He didn't think they were good enough. He didn't think that they had a good enough music or made good enough music for him to continuously bring on tour with him and open up for him as he became a bigger artist and his audience became bigger. The demand and the expectation of having good enough or respectable openers changes. So at one point when he goes on his first and second tour, yeah, it's cool to have the homies with him. Those are his guys, right? But now as he's in the rooms with guys like Pharrell. He's in the rooms with guys like Drake. Like he's in the room with guys like Chris Brown. Like he's hanging out with Tiller. Like, we got KY in this corner. It's like, yeah, he's doing all these things, DJ drama and stuff like that. And it's like, and I'm not saying that Jack didn't earn none of this shit, because he definitely did. Bruh's talented. But we watched his rapper friends, guys that he signed to Private Garden. Like I remember they signed to Private Garden. They got the Private Garden ring with the water fountain, all that shit. Like they was lit. And it's like, where are these niggas? Where are these niggas, bro? Bruh through the festival last year. Why wasn't the homies on the, like, why weren't they on the bill? Like it's just certain. I'm not saying that they're not friends anymore. I don't know what their relationship is with one another. I believe that they probably still are. They probably still hang out, communicate all the fucking time. It's just that on a music standpoint, it appears that they didn't have it. And it appears that they were running so close with the sun that the sun said, "Oh nah, I gotta get this dead planet away from me." No offense to them guys. No offense, because I'm a fan and I'm a supporter of them. But the actions of Jack and the actions of his team are showing and proving. They are showing and proving that either they were deemed not good enough or he didn't believe in them. Right? Because right now, if I'm not mistaken, his newest artist is James Savage. And I know James Savage was on the festival bill. James Savage was on part of Jack's last tour. Like, I'm not saying James Savage is getting a push that they didn't get, but I don't think I'd be wrong if I said I feel like Jack believes in James Savage more than he potentially did the homies. And again, he did do a record with the homies. Again, he has songs with Juan. Again, he has songs with Schloob. Like, it's not like he hasn't worked with these guys over the years. I'm not saying it like that. But when we look at it, and when you take what Hendo says at the end with the words on the screen, and it says, don't forget to water your garden. He's not saying that for his health. He's not a part of that shit. He's saying that because either somebody or somebody's in said garden told him, bruh, nah, this is what's going on. That shit dead. That shit over with. Like, somebody is telling him something. Ain't nobody telling me shit. But somebody is clearly telling him something, because I don't think, and I could be wrong, doing a lot of thinking, all right? Reading the context clues, reading between the lines, like, I'm doing all that shit, right? But I don't think that Hendo would have that at the end of the video if it wasn't put there on purpose and intention. Well, of course it was put there on purpose, but I think the intent, remember, this message, the diss, it's not necessarily for us. It's not for the public, right? But he put it out there in the public so it can get to its right person. And I've just been doing this stuff for a long time. I can guarantee you, if Jack didn't see it or hear it, somebody close enough around him heard it and seen it, and they told him. So he's aware about what's going on, okay? He's aware, right? I truly think somebody is like told Hendo what it was. And I don't know if it was good. I don't know if it was bad, but apparently from what it sounds like, Jack needs to water the garden. And nigga, take care of your artists, bro. Take care of your people. Take care of your tribe. Because it's no reason. It's literally like it. I promise you, it is no reason why the homies aren't actively still making music right now. And it's no reason why they didn't, in my personal opinion, I don't know about anybody else's, but in my opinion, I felt like that they could have made a wave. I felt like that they were a collective of artists who all served their purpose and fit together properly. Now, maybe the execution and the plan for them wasn't executed properly, but I think as a construction, as a collective, I think they had everything, right? You got your visionary. I'm gonna break, you got your visionary in Ace. You know what I'm saying? You got your super producer in Juan, and he got an ear. He got an ear for music. Like he does that shit for real. Then you got your artist. You got your, I don't want to call him a wild card, but he's a versatile. In my opinion, he's a versatile beast when he wants to be. When he raps and he makes music with confidence, it's not too many niggas that can fuck with Kiso. I like, just from a personal standpoint of recognizing his pen and also recognizing his ear for music as well, it's not too many niggas that can really outdo him when he's on his A game. His issue is a confidence thing, right? And then you got Schloob. Schloob has the goddamn the persona and the charisma to really be the goddamn star of the group. You know what I'm saying? Like, he can be the one that's always in the front. He can be their Quavo. He can be their Beyonce. Like, that's like, they had it all, right? They had it all. And something happened. Again, I could be wrong. Maybe nothing happened. Maybe it just hasn't been the right time for them, and they'll get back to it, and everything that I just said means absolutely nothing. Or there could be some truth to what is being insinuated, And maybe this will help push the conversation and the discussion a little bit further, because that is what is ultimately needed here in Louisville, in Kentucky, for the musical scene, for the media space, is people having these conversations and these discussions and these topics. And fuck it, go on putting your neck out there, either having an opinion on something, not being afraid of what others will say, not being afraid about burning an invisible bridge that doesn't even exist. Like, we have to do a better job of cultivating our community, right? Our creative space community. Like, again, I'm speaking from a media, music, influencer, personality standpoint. We have to do a better job of cultivating as a collective and working together and understanding that, hey, I can take what this person said or did and I can take it and put it over here, or I can connect this with that, or, you know what I'm saying? Like, or just go out there and have your own opinion about shit. Like, and it really frustrates me because I've been watching social media for the past week. Well, I don't say the past week, but since Friday, right? And it is a lot of people who have been very, 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 very quiet on this situation. Like, very, 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 very quiet on the situation. Like, quiet to the point to where it's like you would think they ain't been online in weeks, but they online, they just not engaging in this, right? But these are the same people. These are the same people that when the Kendrick and Drake beef was going on, they were ending 5, 10, and 15-year relationships and friendships with people over two niggas that they never met and probably will never meet in their lives. People were doing that. People were doing, for an entire year, people were ending friendships over a rap beef that has nothing to do with them, and it's not even in their backyard. And it was a lot of y'all who were taking Kendrick's side. And cool, you could take Kendrick's side in the beef, whatever. But y'all's reasoning for taking his side wasn't because he was, quote unquote, making better music. It wasn't because he was out strategizing a goddamn Drake with the dropping of the music and stuff like that. Had nothing to do with that. It literally had to do with Kendrick is black. And he's telling us Drake isn't black enough. So Drake can't say nigga no more. And y'all said, yeah, he can't say nigga no more, because he's not from the culture per se. He's not black, right? And I'm not even going to turn this into a Drake and Kendrick thing, but you're stupid as shit if you don't think Drake is a part of the culture. If you don't think Drake grew up in the culture, his dad was in fucking, like, anyway, it's stupid, okay? But let's play a stupid game, all right? A lot of y'all were on that side, and y'all were siding with Kendrick because of that. I'm not saying this is the same thing, but boy, is it very, 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 very similar. You got the black kid, the nigga, you know what I'm saying? Hendo. He's black. Right? You got Jack. He's a white kid. Like, I don't know if he's Jewish. He could be. He might be. I don't know. But let's just say he's white. For the time being, he's white. And for the majority of the Drake and Kendrick beef, a lot of people called, Drake, he's a white dude, or he does white dude shit. Like, look at his hair. He wants to have braids so bad, or, you know what I'm saying? Like, he's look at his son Adonis is this little white kid. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, they did everything that they could to try to tear bro down and say that he's not black. All right, cool. That is what it is. I watched a lot of y'all pick Kendrick just simply based off that. It had nothing to do with the music. It had nothing to do with who was the bigger artist. It had nothing to do with who was the better artist. It had nothing to do with goddamn anything. It really came down to who you like more and how much do you hate Drake. And y'all chose Kendrick. A lot of y'all did. I would like to see a lot of y'all do this for Hendo. Again, I don't think Jack has to reply. I don't think Jack will reply. Do I think somebody near him, close to him, around him should reply? You fucking right. You fucking right. Bruh, at the end of the video said, don't forget to water your garden. That's not just a shot at Jack. That's a shot at all of Private Garden in a sense of y'all running around with a nigga and y'all being loyal to a motherfucker and he ain't even feeding y'all. And not literally, but you get what I'm saying? Like he's not watering these seeds. He don't want y'all to grow. He's not helping y'all grow. He's like, cool, I got a garden. I ain't doing shit with it, but I got a garden. You ask, hey, you got a garden? Hell yeah. That shit trash though. I ain't watered that shit in years, but I got a garden though. You know what I mean? Like what's the point? So yeah, I do think somebody close to or in his camp should probably respond. It doesn't have to be with a record. It could be with a post, but I do think somebody should. But will he, or do I think he has to? No, not at all. But yeah, I literally watched y'all pick Kendrick just based off the fact of y'all felt like Kendrick he's just blacker than Drake, and so y'all went with that. And so y'all, I would definitely like to see y'all do the same thing here. I would like to see y'all who stand on such a fickle opinion based off of that. I would hope that y'all would have that same energy for Hindo. I don't want to see people saying, "Oh, it's a different tax bracket." I don't want people saying, "Oh, the raps were trash," because the raps were not trash. The raps were not trash at all. Again, it was only 1 minute and 40 seconds, but he rapped his ass off from start to finish. He rapped his ass off. And if you're being an unbiased individual, you'd be like, yeah, he was rapping, right? You might not agree with the diss, you might not care for the diss, but take the diss out. He was rapping, all right? And if you're a fan of rap, you'll be a fan of this record. But yeah, I ultimately think that we as a collective, we as a group, we have to do a better job of doing things like this. This is good. No matter what side you're on, no matter who you fuck with, no matter who you don't fuck with, no matter if you think it's corny, no matter if you think it's fire, no matter what, this is good. This is what we call media coverage. Okay? Give people like me and others, give us something to talk about. Give us something to talk about. I'm cool with this. This is a good old fashioned beef, right? He throws shots. We might not get a response for a couple weeks, maybe a month or two, whatever. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, I'm aware of that. When I made the post on Facebook and I said Jack got 24 hours to respond, I'm not being literal. I know some people took it as literal, but you're just stupid. You're just stupid. Like nobody took that as he was really going to, or if he had to respond in 24 hours. Like, but nonetheless, this is good. I think more stuff like this should happen. I think more people should be more vocal. Yeah, because I think if more people were more vocal and more truthful, then we wouldn't necessarily have an incident like we had a few months ago with the C. Tez interview on the Big and Lazy podcast. And even if we still had that situation and people were more vocal and more outspoken and more truthful about the shit, it's still good. It just leads to more coverage. I'm not telling niggas to go out here and fight. I ain't telling niggas to go out here and shoot each other. I ain't with none of that shit. I'm not telling y'all none of that. But when it comes to rap and it comes to hip hop and it comes to making music, yeah, you're allowed not to like said artist over there. Yeah, you're allowed to speak about what said artist is or isn't doing. Yeah, like people, public, the supporters, the fans, the followers don't feel like you can't like, share, or comment on something just because you think buddy over here, who is best friends, who is cousins with Jack's right hand man, that, like, what the fuck? Like, bro, if you ain't met bro yet, if you ain't spoke to bro yet, if you ain't did business with bro yet, like, you probably ain't gonna do none of that shit with bro yet. Like, you are okay to have your opinion. That's what makes me so mad about this shit, is a lot of y'all be so afraid to have your own opinions because y'all afraid about who is gonna be offended or who is gonna say what or who is gonna do what. And it's just like, bro, drop your nuts. Like, what do you mean? What do you mean you're concerned about a relationship with a person you don't even know? I don't know these niggas. For the most part, I don't give a fuck if they like what I'm saying. I don't give a fuck if they care about what I'm saying. I don't care. I don't care, because that's why, me personally, I don't have no affiliation with nobody. I don't have no connection with nobody. And I do what I do, and I say what I say, and it is what it is. Either you like it or you don't. I don't care. Like, I really don't care. So yeah, ultimately, I think this is good. I think this is beneficial for everybody involved. I think it's beneficial for us as the fans and the consumers. I think it is amazing, because this is good. This is good for, what y'all say when Kendrick packed Drake up. It's good for hip hop. The real rap is back. Real rap is back, and I better see a lot of you niggas in the front line supporting this shit. All right. Real rap is back. That's it. All you got to do is support it. You ain't got to do nothing else. Be honest. Shit was hard. You ain't got to hate on the shit. You ain't got to call bro corny. Just sit there and say that the shit was hard. And if you like it, you like it. And if you don't, you don't. But be honest about the raps, and be honest about what was said. Right? I know a lot of people like to act oblivious, but the real ones know that there is a lot of stuff that goes on that does not get spoke about. There is a lot of shit that is done that does not get spoken about. There is a lot of shit that is said that does not get spoken about. And that is the problem. And me, I'm going to speak about it. All right. So appreciate y'all tuning in. Another episode, SSD TV Network. And we out. Peace.